So you have got up out of the bed, you are doing okay, like as in you can get around a bit, but you're still feeling exhaustion and crampy and some aches and pains and things like that. So this is, and you may not be in the mood for doing a full yoga class at all, but there are some props we have around our house that we can still do some basic stretching and will help us to feel a little bit better without doing, having the pressure of attending a class or doing one online and not being able to keep up with the pace and so on and so forth. So a lot of people feel it's the shoulders. They get like very, very tense and tight in the shoulders. My cat's determined to make a debut in my videos. So with your chair there, okay, you can just use the back of the chair. Okay, let's see, and then you can stretch your arms out and let your body sink forward. You're welcome to bend your knees, bend your hips. This can feel really amazing, but if it's not good on the neck, you can just bend the elbows and let your body sink forward. And what you're looking to do is sort of let the heart, the rib cage sort of sink a little bit. I mean, not a lot, but we're trying to release all the pressure off the spine. So we're just not using those muscles. And we can relax in that pose. Okay. So also with the chair, we could say, let me see if I come around this side, say we put our leg up onto the chair. Now that in itself is actually a yoga pose. We're already opening the channels, keeping in mind it's about opening energy channels. So we can use the chair, or we can kind of move our body a little bit forward and a little bit back, but without bringing too much pressure on your body at all. It's just very soft, more flowing than anything. We're not looking to have a workout here or anything like that. Okay, and then we could do that on both sides. So if you don't mind, Prince, I'll come over to this side. Just standing like this is actually it can be very challenging. If you have any dizziness or anything, please hold on to the chair or make a decision, is it the right pose for you? If you have too much dizziness, no, you do not want to be standing on one foot. If it's feeling okay, we can put the hands on the hips and just gently moving forward and back. Okay. So you're getting a slight bit of movement into the ligaments there around the hip, and things are starting to move. Okay. And now we'll shake the legs out a little bit. So a really nice thing to loosen up the hips is just to sort of swing from side to side and just allow the hips to move a little bit. We don't need to be too dramatic, but we're just slightly turning the hip bone. Okay. Now, Putty Cat, I need to move you out of the way. I'm going to put you over here. Thank you. I may not use the chair for this, but if we say I'm coming over to the table now, I'm putting my hands on the table and I'm feeling a nice stretch in my spine. So also we could lift the leg up. We're into a warrior 3 pose. Okay, and do that on both sides. You don't have to hold it at all. That it might be just fine for you. That could be your yoga 5 minutes for today. Okay, there's many other poses we can do, but it's nice to sort of improvise sometimes when you're in the kitchen or you're at the dining table and you just want to stretch out a little bit. Okay. A squat pose is also wonderful on the hips. I like to bring the legs out kind of wide, and when you come down into our squat, we don't really need to do too much from here. We can just stay in the squat pose. So you might tend to do that, say you're cleaning out the fire, changing the hoover, searching for something in the presses or that. So we can stay in our squat pose just a teeny tiny bit longer, knowing this is opening up, or this kind of compressing these energy channels right now in the front. And as we step up, bring your hips up. Slowly bring your back up, nice and gentle. And you feel a nice release here. You can shake out your body at any time. There's a whole therapy of shaking. There's some Buddhist monks that do it and people feel wonderful for it. So just shake the body out at times. Might be just as simple as that. It's so nice to turn off the TV and turn on music, and especially music you like, because you do like to move, you know. Okay, so some other postures that can be really helpful. Well, certainly when you have a wall nearby, okay, we can just straighten our bodies up here. Okay, and from here we can do a side bend with the support of the wall. Okay, so let's say you're cooking or washing your teeth or anything. You could also bend one leg up. This is so challenging when you brush your teeth, especially if you try brushing with the opposite hand. This is to stimulate the brain and get it working. It can be very flustering, but just lifting one leg up, just that alone. Maybe you're stirring and you're cooking, or you're standing here on the phone. We're challenging our body to just do small tasks that connects our body and our brain, and that we can start to energize and get our energies moving. So that's it. Now this leads into what's called dancer's pose. So I have the wall here, so I'm able to take hold of the leg. It would really depend on you. If you have a lot of inflammation in your body, that tends to be too much on the joints. So actually just bending it up is perfect. Now it's also possible to use a yoga belt there to support your leg. Okay. Now anything that involves movement, doing circles with the hips, is a really, really lovely way to open up the spine energy, the base chakra energy, and to release the hips. Like, the hips get very, very tight for people. So we do want to keep those moving regardless if you're sick or not sick or what's happening. People tend to have hip issues later in life due to lack of mobility mostly, not actually moving the joint too much. So it is a ball and socket joint, and most of the time we are doing this, but it has all of these other motions and movements. So these can be very beneficial for you. Let me think now, other things that you can do around the house, on the stairs. Okay. Another example of maybe how to get a little bit of a stretch into the calf muscle. The calf muscle is controlled by what's called the triple warmer meridian, and it is connected with our adrenal glands. So when our fight or flight instinct is high, our adrenal are overproducing lots of cortisol and adrenaline, and these muscles here can get very, very taut and tight. So you might have stairs in your house, or a step, or here I have some blocks. So it can be very useful just to put the pad of your foot onto the step or the block and give a wee stretch onto the back of the leg. The fireplace is another lovely little spot for doing this on. So we're not doing any yoga classes as such, but we're just making use of the implements in our house so that we can take 20 seconds to bring a little bit of value into our body. So you can feel that out wherever it's really tight. Just take an extra few seconds there, breathe into it, and remember your exhale will carry away a lot of that tension, and making sure to always do it on both sides if you can. And you may very well feel that each side is different. One side is no problem and the other side could really be giving out on such a simple thing. So remembering this is connected to the adrenal glands. So that could be very tight for people. Okay, also stretching. Oh my goodness. The front of there's a lot of muscles here, ligaments and tendons and things, and this can be very, very intense. But what we want to do is point the toes down and stretch a little, put a little bit of weight onto that toes and stretch them. See how that one feels. Again, it very much connects to different parts of the brain. I like to use a wall beside me or something so that I'm not falling over and make myself feel uncomfortable. And just have a feel around there, like what does that feel like in your foot? Is that absolutely awful? If it's too painful, we just don't do that. You just don't do that at all. But if you can do that, it's a very easy thing to do throughout the day so that you're just maximizing your day and getting a little more energy into these places, or at least pushing out any blockness or stuckness. Now, many people have a lot of tension and tightness right here between the shoulder blades particularly. So a really nice technique for that is if you put your hands onto the edge of a door frame, step into it a little bit. And what you're going to do is lean a little bit forward. So the feet stay now where they are. You're going to lean a little bit forwards, depending on your own body. But what happens is the shoulder blades do start to come towards one another. And it can get very painful on the arms. Sometimes people have other shoulder issues, so you don't want to aggravate any other issues. And if you can't move in far into it at all, then it's a matter of staying in it for a longer period of time, being sure it doesn't hurt, okay? And if that was all easy, you can go more forward into it till we get a nice stretch on the rhomboids. And the other issue people have is the shoulders come forward. So this technique helps us to bring those shoulders back. It lengthens the pec muscles here and brings the rhomboids together, where a lot of our tension is and where the liver can dump a lot of stuff if it's overloaded. So staying in this for a minute, 2 minutes, it would be really, really nice for this area of the body. Another example of how we can use our door frames. We can go forward and lean forward. This gives a really great stretch on the triceps, which often don't get much of a look in. Okay. And then relaxing out of that. Always forward bends are great, but definitely a forward bend using some kind of support is a lovely way to do it in your home.